Matt Newman here from Piranha Games, and I've got with me Francois, and we're going to take a look at Polar Highlands in testing grounds, give you guys a bit of a fly through. Say hi, Francois.
Let's get serious.
Get serious. You ready? Are you hyped? Let me adjust your levels there. I think you moved your mic.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, just going to use my blackjack to jump around in testing grounds. So, just gotta find Polar Highlands, which is right there.
Pretty cool. It's a cool map.
It is a cool map. It's even cooler now.
We kept it the way it was, so no cover anywhere.
Exactly. And removed even more cover.
Yeah. There used to be covers, there's no more cover now.
See, that's where here, hold on a second, I'm gonna move our talking heads up here.
That's good.
Now we're out of the way, out of the view. Okay, so bring up the battle grid here. I am right dead center in the map, pretty much.
Yep.
So this used to be pretty much all flat, right?
This used to be the mountain.
The mountain?
Essentially, before that, this whole area was the mountain. So this used to be where you would be actually controlling the domination point. Yep. Now, surrounding the domination point, you're going to find 4 kind of like smaller plateaus. You have one right in front of you, and you are standing on one of these. So as you can see, you already have 3 islands on one side, 3 islands on the other side. So if you zoom back up a little bit, you'll see what I mean. Yep. There we go. So we can see that on one side you have 3 islands, on the other side you also have 3 islands, so to the right and to the left. And then on the northern side, if you pan up to the north, you'll see that you have also another vantage point that can actually see the middle part. So
is it this
right
point?
there. Yep, and straight in front of it, you have another one on the southern part of the map. Nope, just right in front of you, right there. That is also overlooking. So essentially, the middle point of the map is no longer an elevation. It's actually a base that is surrounded by 6 different plateaus. And there won't be any more NASCAR around like a kind of like hilltop. So the map has completely changed in itself. The surroundings haven't changed in itself because it's still the old Polar Highland by the fact that we still have the feeling of Polar Highlands.
Yep.
However, we've deepened the previous roads and we've added more cover to it. So as you can see, we've removed most of the rocks that were unuseful on the perfect of the map. But then again, we use that newly acquired space for the budget to actually add more cover to where it really counts. So essentially, the medium ring, which is in between the center of the map and the outside circle of the map.
So
finally,
this new, right?
Yes, this is also new. This is going to be the mountain base where both teams will have a mountain base, essentially. And in Conquest, you're going to have 1 capture point on that island. You're going to have 1 capture point behind each northern and southern little bases. So, for example, this point, right behind this. Oh, just behind.
Did I go past it?
Yep, turn around. Essentially, you have this base. If you follow the road down here, yes, you'll have this little compound area. That's another capture point.
Okay.
The other one will be on the other side where we had the previous counter position, so right in front of you behind that position that you're going at. And then finally, you're going to have 1 capture point at the very center of the map. So there's going to be a capture point here.
In the low point there?
The center of the map. Yep. Right where there would be the satellite dish right in there. And then finally, the final capture point will be on the other mountain base where the players are going to be spawned.
This one.
In regards to spawn, essentially they're going to be spawning right behind your location right now. So if you angle, right in front of you, to the left, right behind, to the left, right behind this compound.
Oh, this one?
Yes, so essentially to your left, right behind that compound. So you would be essentially, if you go a little bit to the left again, straight to the left, that's where you would be spawning, essentially that whole area. And then I built the map so that all the kind of trenches that are naturally formed would be funneling you through the main action that will be taking part inside of this area. So as you can see, you have multiple options. You have lateral trenches, you have vertical trenches, and also we made sure to add a lot of access. So even though you're inside of a trench, there's generally going to be within 15 meters or so an access point where you can get out of that trench.
Okay.
Also,
yeah, I see lots of routes like you did with Canyon Networks, adding lots of ways to get out of the trench if you're getting ambushed or whatever, and you need to get higher ground.
As you can see, we've also added waves of snow, as I call them. They're essentially like dunes.
Yeah.
And they will serve the same purpose as the old Polar Highland, where you would actually have like these dunes that were just useful for cover from lasers, but they weren't really useful for LRMs. Now you can use the actual cliff, the plateaus, the different environments that are at your disposal to avoid the lurms. Finally, as you can see, there won't be any possibility to actually NASCAR this position, because yes, you could NASCAR around buildings, but then again, think about the two high ground positions that are from the southern border and the left and the northern border. Yep, that one on the right and the one on the left. But you're also surrounded by plateaus. So essentially, even if you try to NASCAR around something, there's angles and there's firing positions almost everywhere from which anyone can shoot you from any position. So it's going to be really interesting to see what solutions people come up with. And I really look forward to see the different strategies emerging from that new combat area.
Yeah, it seems like there's lots of kind of really good Overwatch points where people can provide fire, but also track enemy movement and kind of command their team or tell their team where to go.
Yep, and we didn't want it to go with a central feature where people would actually go and use it as cover. So just like, for example, Canyon Network had the two big rocks in the middle. That was problematic because players would just simply circle around these big two rocks and then NASCAR their way to victory. In this situation, it won't be possible because you do not have one single place where you can actually rotate around, and even if you did, there's firing lines where it will break that momentum because you will get shot at. So LRMs are still going to be viable in this map. Brawlers are going to no longer have to wait 5 to 6 minutes for the enemy team to actually push to actually enjoy their game, and jump jets are going to be useful because in the previous iteration of the map we had bridges. Regrettably, they weren't supported in this map, so we had to remove them. But then again, that's going to put a lot more emphasis on the use of jump jets. So you're going to be able to jump jet from one plateau to the other one and then gain quickly access to high ground. So for example, from this position to the other one on the left, you could have jump jet. And this would have allowed you to quickly gain access to this location that is right in front of you. There we go, and that's with a blackjack, so that's good. Now imagine if you had a light mech, you could be jumping your way around. It would be really, really cool.
Yeah, I feel like I could get from one point to the other without touching the ground really, or touching the base layer here.
You get a Nova Cat with maxed out jump jets, and you could almost jump from one point to the other one.
Very cool.
Yep. Do you have questions again?
Do I have questions?
Yeah.
No, I just really wanted to give you a chance to show it off to the players, or give us a chance to let them know what's coming. I think one of the things is everyone's used to all the lines that they used to play in Polar Highlands, and those are just gone, right? It's just basically a new map, right?
Well, I would say that it's essentially Polar Highlands as it was.
Yeah.
However, we took the environment and we used the empty space. Yeah, this is a point where I say that jump jets are the perfect use in this area because you just went from one plateau to the other one in like a split second,
Yeah.
and that wasn't like a big of a problem. I've also made sure that all positions, you have different positions in the map so that you have different opportunities for different play types. So you're going to have long range snipers that are going to be using the mountain bases or different plateaus. You're going to have the brawlers that are going to be using the trenches. Light mechs are going to be able to hide in the trenches and keep on spotting the enemies for their teams. Finally, I think that this map will be really interesting to see player play it because it's no longer something where you're going to have like huge line of sights.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of a moment-to-moment map and no longer I spot someone, so we're going to move towards that position and then adapt.
I feel like you could get it, like if you're a fast light mech, you could just lose people really easily, like, and
Absolutely.
just go zipping around a corner, fire off your jump jets, get cover behind something, and like circle back and hit them right in the back.
Absolutely.
One of I remember the old volcano map. One of the biggest complaints was like your flanking route was like, I'll be there in a day, because you were like, okay, if I go up this point and like I want to change my tactic and try and hit them from behind, I literally have to backtrack so far, go down to find a path, come back up, and by then like maybe your team's gone, and or the enemy's repositioned.
Well, that was another problem that we had in Canyon Network, and this is why we added so many ramps.
Yeah.
Essentially, the design of MechWarrior Online is great, but I think that we just need to revamp it to that to bring it to a level where it's more 2020 friendly in terms of gameplay. Essentially, in Polar Highland now, yes, there are many plateaus, but there are as many plateaus as there are access to gain to them. So you're never going to be out of the combat for too long, and there's always going to be options for you to fall back in case you've went into a situation where you poked and there was 5 mechs in front of you and you're like, oh shit, I gotta get out of there. So it's possible to do it now. It's no longer a map where you're gonna get rained on for like 5 to 10 minutes and you're dead. It's gonna be a map where you're gonna be rained on for like a couple of seconds until you get to cover in one of the deep trenches, and then from that point on you can reposition it yourself and keep on playing. So I really look forward to see the different gameplay that are going to be emerging from this new setup. And
so on Tuesday, are you going to be dropping all day on Tuesday after the patch and voting for Polar Highlands? I think we're going to wait it. We're going to wait it so it comes up more often as an option, so players can get a chance to really get
absolutely
get familiar with it.
Another thing that I would like to add as well is that I think that this map will be also very interesting when it comes to conquest, simply because of the positioning of the different cap points. And finally, incursion will be removed from this map. So you cannot go in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I blocked it because I didn't want people to abuse this, because you could get in there and then just stay there and be protected from alarms.
We should put like something across it, a visual kind of like cue.
Yeah, maybe next patch.
Yeah.
We could do that. Yes. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not in favor of putting blockers so that you can jump onto the buildings. You could jump onto the very top tower of this to get like a really good vantage point. But that's if you have the jump jets for it, and you're by that time you'll be shot at. But no, it's gonna be a really cool map, and I really look forward to see the reception of the community regarding.
Can I get
this.
up there too?
Yes, you can. You can go anywhere you want in this map. There is no limits. However, you're not gonna be able to jump onto the borders of the map, so like the cliff sides. But yes, you can go there and start sniping people. So like, enjoy yourself.
That's awesome,
man. It's something that I've always wanted to see in MechWarrior. Like, can I go there in that position? Well, if you have jump jets, yeah, you can go there.
Nice. Well, cool, man. Thanks for showing us the map. And
you're welcome.
I'm gonna throw this up as quickly as possible today, so that everyone can get a look at it. Obviously, you know, it doesn't compare to you know, playing it yourself, but I really feel like this is going to bring a ton of new exciting gameplay to this map.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So what are you working on next then?
Right now we're working on HPG. And we have a little surprise coming up for July.
Yeah.
It won't be HPG, but it'll be something else different. Something that will add a little bit of flavor to the game itself. Just to make sure that you guys have something to grind your gears on until the patch of August. The patch of August will be featuring HPG that will be revamped.
Nice.
Essentially, here are a few things that we're looking for HPG. There will no longer be a central piece. Essentially, now you're going to be fighting your way into a new HPG location, which is basically the old HPG. With more verticality, we are keeping the walls. You're going to be able to still battle your way on the walls. However, now we're going to uniformize the walls so that they're all going to be on the same height. There's going to be different patterns on the walls and different layouts so that you can actually battle your way inside these walls. There's going to be also more access points for different tonnage players to get access to these walls. Finally, the central feature of the map will be gone. It will be on the outside of the map overlooking the base, because we decided to come up with a new pattern and a new design where we want to really avoid the NASCAR problem in this map. So keep tuned. There will be most likely screenshots that are going to be coming up in the next few weeks. But we're really looking forward to see the new HPG coming out and to see how players enjoy it. So yeah, that's what we're working on. HPG revamped, and something that will be along the line as Polar Highland, but on a lesser extent, because we're not going to change completely HPG. We're just making it more fun in itself and less NASCAR-y.
Right on. So this map's coming out next week. July, we've got the Warden pack coming out with a little surprise. And then also this patch, we've got a heck ton of agility changes coming to all the mechs. Like
this will be amazing.
Variants. Yeah, I saw the patch notes. Darren's been working on them for a few days, trying to get them. Darren and Jamie have been working together to try and get all that information out for everybody. We'll put this up today, and then we'll get the agility patch notes out when those are ready. And then, like we said, July, the Warden pack's coming out. Hope to do a little bit of a show and tell with Mark Nicholson to show off where we're at with that content, because this is looking really, really cool. And then HPG we'll look forward to in August and whatever else comes then. So lots of stuff in the works for MWO, and yeah, just really stoked to be working with you, Francois. I think this this map is so cool now. I look forward to playing it with everybody and seeing what everybody's response is to it, because I know that Polar Highlands was a loved and hated map, and I think you're gonna make it into, like, everyone's just gonna be really excited to play it. So thanks a lot, man.
One last thing that I would like to add is that I know that a lot of fans would like classic maps. What I'm thinking of right now is to keep them, but as a flavor of the month, where the community could actually vote which map they would like to have in the rotation. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I do understand that you guys want to have all the memorabilia of, like, the old MWO. However, in the roster right now, we have something like 20-30 maps. And if we have the 20-30 maps plus the 20-30 maps revamped, it's going to come up to about 40 to 60 maps. And in the end, you would most likely not be able to see all the different maps that you would like to see if we keep these in classic. However, if we go with the voting system for a flavor of the month, I think that you guys will be most likely happy with what you would be able to get. So
that would be a ways off, because we'd have to support that feature, but I definitely like that idea as well. I still dream of the day we can do an event queues where everyone can you know, do something like it is a one specific map or something, and everybody can go in there. Maybe it's classic Polar Highlands or classic.
Absolutely, exactly. And honestly, I would really like to see, like, these to be voted by the community, so that we really respect what you guys want to have. And this is exactly what we're going for, because MWO is an amazing game, but it's only amazing because we have a wonderful community that backs it up.
100%. Awesome. Thank you very much, Francois. And
you're welcome.
Thank you to you guys for playing the game, and we'll see you out there on
I'll see you on the battlefield.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right, and we're out.